大家好，听到吗？好。My Chinese is not very good， 中文不够好，是大概4年前才开始学中文的，所以有时候我用一些英文，有些用中文，所以我听到你们是每一天上课都是用英文的上课，对吧？这个才是好的，你知道吗？因为可以可以跟外面做事，跟很多人沟通全球全地球有一个 common language 就是 English。你们就是可以有很多的未来来发展对外面对吗？今天呢，我会讲一下future 的故事，我会讲一下 present 的故事，也会讲一下我以前的故事。但是我会比较快一点讲完之后呢，我想做比较 more discussion， 比较 more answer 你们的 question。我很少会 take 你会看到呢，我以前在宏达店，我很少会 take interview， 我也很少会演讲。我刚刚才说我做 TED 的这个演讲，我给逼了2年才去做演讲，但是我听到你们要听我讲话的时候呢，我觉得这个是很好的，因为什么？你们就是未来的 leader， 你们就是我们的未来，你们就是我们的 future generation。我每一天每一个 decision， 每一天做的东西都是为了你们，为了我的小朋友，为了下一代。所以我如果有机会跟你们分享我的想法，是我的 honor， 是我的这个I'm proud to do that 那当然很多人呢会email呢会问我演讲的时候就说innovation， 台湾也会讲 innovation， 但是很多人呢搞不清楚 innovation 重点是什么。Innovation 很多时候呢，人家以为就是可以上网去找一个网站，可以找便宜一点的这个公司，还是上网找一下新的餐厅，这个 APP 就是 innovation。Innovation 不是关于这个 ，innovation 是对我们的未来很重要的。Innovation 是关于怎么样把一个很困难的问题，用现在可以的 technology。现在我们 communication 的方法来解决它 ，create 一个 possible future for ourselves。Innovation 对我来说呢，是一个非常之重要的一点。那我5年之前呢，我自己也问自己 ，How can I change the world for the better？ 怎么可以影响这个地球、这个世界变得更好，变得我们的下一代可以住在这个地球上面呢？更好，所以呢，我想跟你们大家分享一下我的以前的故事 ，my past， 然后我会找一些时间来跟大家分享一下我现在做的 gogoro 的故事。And then after that, I'm hoping to share with you the points that I learned throughout my 20-year journey. Yes, I'm 20 years probably older than you. I don't look like it, but I'm more than 20 years older than you, a lot of you. So I hope that my lesson learned and my tough road that I went through can inspire you and give you some points as you go on your journey to think about what I said and how you make decisions, and maybe that could influence you for the rest of your life. 你也听到我口音，我是从香港出生的。But my father, my father's mother, my grandmother from my father's side, was actually born in America. So every day I grew up speaking English. Every day I grew up learning English. And because my family always knew that we were going to immigrate into America, I never learned Chinese. Never learned how to write, never learned how to read. What little I learned, I forgot about it. So every day I go on, and in Taiwan, it's very tough if I can't read Chinese. 我可以看到鸡肉啊、猪肉啊、这个菜啊这种东西，我看得懂。但是别的呢，更深的呢，很难看得懂。But I was born in Hong Kong, and then at the age of 13, I moved from Hong Kong to Seattle, where everything was turned upside down. Everything I learned, how my friends, how I communicated, everything had to be learned. There I met the person that actually would change my life forever. It was my high school teacher. The importance of a teacher is to groom and foster the next generation. They're not necessarily there for you to complain to, or for you to be honest with you, not to learn from, but to be inspired by. She inspired me. She taught me how to look at things a little differently. She taught me the art of expression. She always was a person that would ask, why? Why is that? Why would you think of it that way? Why would you do it that way? She challenged me to think about myself. She taught me the art, how to express myself in a creative way. I came from a family of accountants. My father, my mother, both were accountants. And so naturally, I thought when I was little, I wanted to be an accountant. Until the age of 15, she woke me up and said, maybe accounting is not your degree. Maybe creativity is your future. So she inspired me, and she taught me everything there was to learn about metalsmithing. So a lot of people don't know that I came from a background of art. I came from a background of jewelry making. When I say jewelry making, 他们说珠宝. No, it's not 珠宝. It's the art of expression. How to use metal to express yourself. That's what the basic of jewelry is. These are pieces I made when I was very little. I made those when I was 16 years old, 17 years old. That's how I put myself through college. I made jewelry that I sold to friends and people I knew, and then therefore made enough money to make tuition. And then at the end of high school, in Seattle, you would take a test. The government would give you a test. And the test, based on how you answer, they will guesstimate what is the best career for yourself. What's the best career? Guess what my career came out to be? It didn't say engineering. It didn't say anything about creativity. Mine said environmental keeping. Now, if you don't know what environmental keeping is, that is what it is. It's to keep the environment clean. Now, ironically, it became my future career. They were right. But before that, I was very angry. That in a lot of ways was my mother looking at the world and me looking at the world going, they gave me the first no. Who? 你没有前途的. Forget about it. You can't make it. You're destined to make, to clean up after other people. And then I went off to college, and during my college career, I tried to go over to Art Center, Pasadena. I don't know if anybody knows about Art Center, Pasadena. It's probably one of the best design schools in the world. And the design that they focus on is automotive design. There, I got a very rude awakening. I got another big no. They said, if you want to go in automotive design, you should have started at 4 years old. If you can't draw a car in 3D, you don't deserve to be in art school. So I packed up my bags and went back to Seattle, where I finished my degree in the degree of furniture design. Most people don't know that. My degree was not in science, not in physics. I'm not privileged enough I wasn't smart enough to be in engineering school. I studied industrial design, and unfortunately my teacher, or fortunately my teacher, he was the head of design for Norman Foster, which is a large architecture firm. And Sir Norman Foster was very famous for furniture design. So I learned furniture design. And imagine, with a furniture design degree, and you try to go get a career, a professional career, you have no idea how many firms I went to where I got no. I finally got one job. My first job was I begged for a job. I got paid $2.80 US. So what is that in Taipei? Maybe 70块钱左右, right? 1个小时. But my limit was 4 hours a week. But I worked 60 hours a week. I didn't care. My first job, I begged for it. And my first project and my first job, sharpened this box of colored pencil. Without an electric pencil sharpener. You guys don't know how lucky you are. I had to do this. I did that for about 2 weeks. Because my boss said, after you sharpen the pencil, range them in hues, you know, red, yellow, blue, blah, blah, blah. And then by value, and then by length, and then put them really nicely on a shelf. So I did that. And then I went on to do a second project, which was model making for him. He gave me a floor plan and said, you go build this model. See you in about 5 days. He gave me a piece of plywood, kind of a little thinner than this, but you know, pretty thick. And asked me to build a model that was this big. And I had to use the knife to cut it. 用刀子慢慢割到手指都流血. So I did it, you know, I did it for nothing. I worked until the midnights and 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then 你们中文会说加盐添醋，添油加醋，加油添醋。我中文不够好了，看惨了。But then I added some feature in the house. My boss got really mad. My boss came in, what the, you know, kept yelling at me. And I said, 4 o'clock in the morning, I had an inspiration, so I built it. That morning at 9 o'clock, the customer was supposed to come and see the model. But I added a huge fire pit. 大概6米乘6米的 fire pit 在这个房子中间 ，copper 的，用铜做的。And then he said, it's not in the plan. But I said, I think it's better. He said, it's not in the plan. And then the customer came, and the customer said, wow, this is cool. It went on to win a very famous design award, that house, because of that fire pit. And from that day, I knew I was doing things a little differently, and I had the boss's respect. And he had to let me go design things. More than just sharpening color pencils, and more than just building models, I get to design now. Eventually, I worked on my way to become a creative contributor in Nike, in a group called Image Design Group. Image Design Group 代表什么？怎么讲故事？怎么把一个 idea share 给大家，然后大家会 understand 这个的 position 是什么？这个在这个市场上面，它跟人家的差别是什么 ？How to tell stories. At Nike, I learned the art of telling stories, which I later found out was very important in the world of business. I went on to join Microsoft. And the way I joined Microsoft was also another interesting story. In 1996, a friend of mine said, you know, 这个 internet, 你要去看一下。1996, 你们几岁？这个时候很小啊？3岁。OK， 好，我是20几岁了，这个时候啊。他说 ，Internet is going to be big, it's going to be huge. Go and check it out. So I identified Microsoft as my potential employer. I drove up to from Portland, Oregon. I drove to Seattle, and I went and met with a friend of mine who was heading the group, one of the groups, and I said, "Can I have a job?" He said, "You have a very good job at Nike. You're one of the design leaders. You should stay there because you have a very good career path. You don't fit here. I don't have a job for you." Then I went on to think, I really want this. So I drove back to Portland, I quit my job, and the next Monday I drove back to Seattle at Microsoft. And I said, can I have a part-time job instead? Can I have a job just like the way I started my career? Can I have a part-time job, but I'll show you that I can do things like nobody else can do it. Because that is the spirit it takes to take turns that are dramatic enough to change your life. There, I worked 10 years. I started working as on very, very basic project. So you guys know mouses as optical mouse because you're young. For some of us older in the room, remember mouses having a ball, and the ball was always sticky and with things stuck to it. Huh? And when Microsoft was the first company to use Agilent's optical mouse component, there needed to be a story. I got to be involved in that. I didn't design the mouse. I didn't design the top of the mouse. I designed the bottom of the mouse. It's kind of like saying, I didn't design this table, I designed the bottom of this table. Who cares, right? Who would have cared about that project? But I made it different. I made it red. I made it so that you picked it up and you looked at it and you went, oh, I get it. It's totally different. That was imaging. That was Nike's learning applied to technology. I went on to become the creative director of Xbox. Xbox 的故事不是这么简单。I was one of the guys, only guys that would take the project when it was coming through the studio. Microsoft 以前呢，会做有很多 bonus， 但是 bonus 呢永远会给谁啊？给出货最多的这个 employee，Windows 啊 ，Office 啊，来一个奇奇怪怪的 project，experimental。But the idea I loved. I didn't love it because it was a game console. I loved it because it brought technology to people's living room. It changed how people interact with each other, not only within that room and potentially across the world. With content, with relationship, it was something to be world changing. So I became the creative director of Xbox after persuading the initial startup team that I was worth the investment. Then right before it shipped, I was asked to go and think about Windows 2002. Windows 没有2002的 because it wasn't about that. Windows at a certain time was always having a blue screen of death. 你每一次按它，它就关掉嘛，按到然后死掉，按到死掉。2000年的时候，这个电脑没有现在这么好。But 2001, there was a breakthrough in hardware drivers that allowed the PC to stabilize. And I said, this is it. This is when the PC technology become relevant to people's lives. Not as just a tool, but as an experience. I was one of the few people, one of the 3 people, that changed how Windows XP was positioned. 我有大概1000个这个 Windows flag 在这个我的电脑里面。I made a lot of different versions to tell the story. I came up with the word XP to tell that it is an experiential branding. Most people didn't know that. 叉 P 代表什么 ？Windows XP 代表 Windows experience. I was the first one to also do contextual UI. My team and I, we worked very hard. 以前呢，你 double click 一个 content 呢，它不会知道你要哪一个 application， 它不知道你要干什么。以前你要 open 一个 application， 然后去 say open 这个 file。我们老一点的，我们知道电脑不是这么容易用以前。现在你们很舒服啊，你们按一个 music file， 他说你要 add to playlist 还是 play music 还是 share with friends。你按一个 picture 也知道啊，但你要 add to a photo album 还是做一个 slideshow 还是 print 这个 photo 嘛，对吧 ？That's contextual UI. Me and my team did that very early on. Changed the way people use computers. And then here, I will tell you another secret project I worked on. I'll tell you a failure project I worked on. In 2002, I started working on a project called GoPC, G-O-P-C. I really believed that technology would get so elegant and so small that it becomes a small device with a touchscreen that fits in your pocket. So in 2002, I built a little PC that can. A little PC that could do everything. It had a special UI on it. 好烫的 一直在，你知道吗？然后 battery life 不够1个小时 ，but it could do everything. It was my biggest failure project in my life. But I learned a really important lesson: timing. Timing is everything when it comes to innovation and delivering technology. Timing. Timing 是关于 market ready不 ready， 你的 partner ready不 ready， technology ready不 ready， 消费者有没有 ready， 加起来才是对的。I would take that lesson and carry it for the rest of my life into other projects I work on. And then eventually, I wanted to work on that tiny little PC so much, I called up HTC. 很多人以为 HTC 找我 ，actually no， 我找 HTC。我跟周永明说 ，I want to be part of the revolution, and I believe that HTC have the ingredients to become the leader of the next mobile phone space. And at that time, in 2006, touchscreen was a very small market. 0.00001%这样子 Okay? What you know as phones today, you guys know a phone today? It wasn't existent. It was non-existent. A lot of my friends again told me, you have a very good job at Microsoft. You can retire. You can go to work every day for just 4 or 5 hours and have a very easy life. Why would you go do that again? I said, because I believe that the internet needs to be with you any place, anytime, anywhere. And I believe that I can make that happen. So I quit my job at Microsoft. Sounds familiar again. I quit my job at Microsoft and I went off to go join HTC, where I created the first 3G touch phone. That concept was actually way before iPhone launched. And then I went on, as you know, as we talked about a little bit ago, to create the first Android phone and the first customized Android phone that would eventually change the phone space. But a lot of people think I went to HTC to build smartphones. I did not. I went to HTC to put the internet in your pocket. And in 2010, I thought, this is it. Have I done everything I could do? You know, that I have built, you know, I've done, you know, marketing in shoes. I have done architecture. I have done game consoles. I've done operating system. I've done phone. I've done a lot in technology. I came up from a background of furniture design, but if you ask me about the north bridge, the south bridge of the computer and how computer memory architecture work, I can tell you. I learned everything there was about technology that I thought was relevant to me already. And I said, here I am at 40 years old. A couple of years back, 40 years old. And I said, is this it? Have I done everything I could do in my life to make the impact that I set off to do when I was little? So, I don't know how many of you have seen this video, but it's truly my inspiration and the reason why I started gogoro. So I'll play it for you in 1 second.
Our curiosity is relentless. We have robots on Mars. Computers that think for themselves.
That's okay. Well, I'll use words to describe it. How about that? If you think about what the world has been in the last 8 years, how the smartphone completely changed your life when it comes to the way you communicate with your friends, the way that you communicate with your family and have relationships, the way you work, the way you access information, the way you look for a new restaurant. The smartphone completely changed your life, and it has only been 8 years. Unfortunately though, that has not been done to energy. Energy to me is a very old and archaic technology. If you don't know, gasoline was an accidental discovery as a creation of kerosene in 1854. In the 1800s, people discovered gasoline. And until now, sure, there's some innovation in additives and cleaning and generation of energy, but we're still burning fossil fuel. That same creativity, that same technology, innovation, if we apply ourselves to energy, we can change the world. And that's what inspires me every day. PM 2.5。Actually， 今天是一个很好的一天来讲这个 ，right？ Terrible, terrible, terrible. And of course, there's some great companies doing great things in the Western world, in the United States and in Europe. But we all know what a PM 2.5 problem is. 在这里，在我们的 backyard， 在我们的附近，在我们的 neighborhood， right？ 把它叠在 population density. What you get is what we call UAP-related death, urban air pollution-related death. These are people that are dying every day because of air pollution. And in 2012, 7 million people died because of air pollution. This has to do with tailpipe emission, has to do with burning fossil fuel, as well as wood stove burning, and energy creation, and other industrial emission. Of which 5.9%, 5.9 million, or 84%, died in Asia. This is how significant this problem is. We live in a changing world. We are, I'm 45 years old. Sorry, I forgot. 46, 45. I'm 45 years old. I remember when I grew up, 天是绿色的，天是蓝色的，地是绿色的。我跟你说中文不好啊 ，right？ 我搞不清楚这个 ，right？ The sky was blue and the grass was green. But unfortunately, when you look outside now, 浅灰、深灰的，没有绿色的，没有蓝色，很少看到蓝色。We live in a very different world. 我小的时候呢，去抓昆虫呢，可以抓到蜻蜓啊、蝴蝶啊，很多很漂亮的昆虫。在香港哦，现在呢，在台湾，如果你找你小朋友去抓昆虫，你会很可怕。这个昆虫是很多这种东西在上面，你知道吗？因为这个一点都不漂亮了。现在，我们的地球完全改变了。By 2030, in 15 years, the UN and the World Health Organization always estimate by the next 15 years. By 2030, it's estimated that there will be 41 mega cities around the world. Today there are 28. 是伦敦啊、东京啊、New York 啊，这种地方。These are cities that have thousands and thousands and thousands of people living on top of each other. Congested, polluted, and have demand on energy not like anything we've ever seen before. 60% of the people is also estimated by that time to be living inside cities. That's 3 out of 5 of us. 每5个人有3个人会住在一个大城市里面。That's a significant change to how the world is going to work. 30亿人 3 billion people will move from what we call poverty into global middle class. Global middle class 对不起，不是可以去买一台车，不是 Honda、Toyota、BMW。Global middle class 不是可以去买一个包包。Global middle class is moving out of poverty, moving out of a village, and now living in a city. Where your best friend might not be the guy across the street or next to you. Your best friend is across the city. And that will have demand on energy again, like we've never seen it before. Of course, there's some great companies doing great things. They're making great products to try to eliminate fossil fuel burning. This is, for example, a solution that is in America. This is in America how people park and charge. This is where I wrote my business plan. I wrote my business plan in Rome from a blank slate of paper. From a blank sheet of paper, I started writing and started thinking about energy. In a place like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cars deep in the parking. You don't even have a place for a parking meter. How do you get to charge at night? No way you can charge cars at night. This is in Milan, right? This is the way they park. This is how we move around in Taipei, right? 11 bridges. Taipei Chao, 每一天. This is the transportation solution that everybody aspire to in big cities. This is the way we park scooters in Taiwan, right? In a university, I've seen your guys' parking lot full of scooters, right? It's the only mean of transportation that is cost-effective, that is easy and convenient, that is quick, and that is carefree. Can you imagine trying to charge your battery? Can you try to imagine what it would be like if there was all these electrical cords around to try and charge your you know, 对不起老师，我没办法上课今天，因为我有人踢到我的这个电线 right? What kind of, you know, you can't do that. There is no solution like that. Unfortunately, most people don't know a two-wheel gas vehicle is more polluting per kilometer than a four-wheel car. Do you know that? On emission, it is way more polluting. It's about 6 times more polluting per kilometer with the toxic gas coming out of a two-wheel vehicle, a modern two-wheel vehicle, a 4-stroke, than a modern 4-wheel car. That's how bad it is. Unfortunately, the weapon of choice for young people in growing cities of tomorrow are killing us. They're turning our cities into places like this. Terrible pollution. People are dying every day. Do we want to live like this? Is that the way that we're supposed to live? Is that the way that our city, as we imagine in the future, is that the way it's supposed to be? We have to ask ourselves that question. So I told myself, there are some solutions out there that are good, but it's certainly not good enough. And I believe there are better solutions out there. And there must be a better way to consume energy, to experience energy, to distribute energy. And so I quit HTC and I started this company. 不小心还有蛮多新闻。A lot of people think Gogoro is a scooter company. How many of you think Gogoro is a scooter company? I'm here to first tell you, we are not a scooter company. And in a little bit, hopefully, you will understand why I say that. We're not. Transportation happens to be majority of your energy usage per day. On average, you spend about 12% of your annual income, depending on what age you are and how much you make, but average, we spend about 12% of our annual income, household income, on energy. 电费啊，无线这个 mobile operator 我们的汽油的费用全部加起来。On transportation, we make up about 40% of the 12%, so about 5% of your income. It's the biggest chunk of money that you spend today on burning things, on just simply burning fossil fuel. And we thought we can do something about that. I believe, I actually, most people don't know this, but a lot of people say, I love Taiwan more than most Taiwanese love Taiwan. I think Taiwan is an innovator's heaven. 从南部到北部3个半小时内，这个投影机也可以做，这个录影机也可以做，这个桌子也是 made in Taiwan， 这个饼子也是 made in Taiwan， 这个手机 probably made in Taiwan, and then these furniture made in Taiwan, this mic made in Taiwan. I grew up knowing the world was made in Taiwan. And until I moved here and decided to move here in 2007, and then I started Gogoro in 2011, I found out it is absolutely true. Everything can be made in Taiwan. But if you ask yourself, what does Taiwan own? You guys are all Taiwanese here, right? What does Taiwan own as a platform? If you think about computers, computers great. Taiwan helped make computers one of the most popular technology on the planet. But unfortunately, it's not owned by Taiwan. It's owned by Microsoft and Intel. If Microsoft tomorrow says, increase memory by 256 gig, increase the screen size to 4K, but 消费者不忍受这个不会接受这个价钱的 increase， 谁是最强的？台湾的 industry， because Taiwan doesn't own the platform, has no control. Cell phone, we talk a lot about smartphones. Who owns smartphone? Right? 苹果啊 Qualcomm 啊 right? Google 啊 If tomorrow says every smartphone needs to be 4K, does Taiwan have an industry to sustain? As prices of cell phone drop, but component cost needs to go up, who suffers? Taiwan. I truly believe that connectivity, technology, smartness is the strength of Taiwan, and the world is getting more and more connected in the future. That the fact that I just picked up the mic should mean that it turned on, should mean that the lights should dim down, should mean the door should close. That someday the world is hyper-connected, and Taiwan plays an important role with that hyper-connectivity. Doesn't matter if it's cars, street lamps, doesn't matter if it's light bulbs or air conditioner. Everything will be connected in the future. And we have an opportunity as Taiwanese, I'm not even Taiwanese, but I always say as Taiwanese. I feel like I'm Taiwanese, okay? To actually take advantage of that and create a platform that we own ourselves, that we can control in the future, that we can monetize, that we can create future generation of economic effect and innovation. We have an opportunity to do that. What Gogoro is combining two very innovative business models. For the part that you would love to own the most, for example, the performance, the design of the vehicle, the color of the vehicle, the safety, the cleanliness of the vehicle, you buy it, like you buy any vehicle. For the part that would worry you the most, 充电啊，没有电池怎么办？right， 电没有电怎么办？要多久才可以充饱？跑到哪里才可以充？如果走跑太远，要不要推车回家？还是要等3个小时才可以回家？所以你最 worry 的东西 ，we make it part of a sharing community. At Gogoro, we believe in sharing. Sharing the hardest part, owning the most lovable part. And all this connected to the cloud and connected to infrastructure. We believe that people simply will go about the city, and when they run out of energy, put a battery in, and then in seconds, take a new battery out, and let the old battery charge, and somebody else come by and pick it up. That sharing community that we call Gogoro Energy Network is what we are really about. Not necessarily about the vehicle, but the distribution and management of energy. How do we do that? How do we make you believe in an electric vehicle and be so flattered by the ease of use of an electric vehicle that you adopt it for the future? That's what we focus on. We have small stations. You've probably seen big stations. These stations allow you to swap and go in just 6 seconds. Very easy to use, very easy to live with, and pleasing to the eye and the environment. We have now thousands of batteries out in the field. By the end of the year, we will have 125 swap stations. We call Go stations, both in Taipei, 新台北, Taoyuan, and Hsinchu. That makes, practically 1 station per day in deployment. 1 station per day. Gas station used to take 1 gas station per month. We're going at a speed 30 times faster than gas station have deployed. In a lot of area, we're now over 1 station per 2 square kilometer. Higher density than gas station. It is much easier to use. The experience is easy. You guys saw the video, so I don't need to go into the video about how to swap. But it's simply no coins, no money, no dirty nozzles. You just put the battery in, it knows who you are, and then put the battery out. That ease of use is our differentiator. That makes it so that it's lovable to use. When you fall in love with it, you use it more. What's also behind the system is a smarter system than just refueling. The fact that we actually know everything there is to know about your vehicle makes riding the vehicle safer. Doesn't matter if it's lights, doesn't matter if you tip your vehicle. These are things that we know and we can actually address with you and talk to you about it. That's important. Vehicles, as I said later, before, it will be hyper-connected in the future, and this is one of the ways that it's hyper-connected. Our batteries are extremely smart and powerful. Actually, all packaged in Taiwan, designed in Taiwan. The vehicle is also MIT and all made in Taiwan. One of the reasons why I made the vehicle all in Taiwan is because as you think about making vehicle, it's not just about the actual carbon footprint of you stepping on the gas pedal or twisting the throttle. It's not just about that. It's about the transportation and logistic carbon footprint. How much does it cost to really ship a part from overseas back to Taiwan? How much carbon footprint did it take to do that? Quite a bit. We care about every little bit, all the way down to the transportation part. But also in addition, we found a lot of good friends in Taiwan that actually help us build this together. 1907, the AA battery was invented. The tiny little battery that's in here, that's invented. It was standardized by the American in 1943. Of course, it changed consumer electronics completely. You can have toys, you can have Walkman, you can have different stereo stuff, you can have cameras, you can have a lot of things because of batteries. We believe that today, powerful, connected, smart batteries can not only just change transportation industry, but can change many industries to come. We have lots of projects, some with wheels and some without wheels. I'm actually just as excited about the things without wheels as I am about the projects with wheels. Connectivity and portable battery will change the way we experience energy in the future. Of course, in Taipei, you guys been to some of the Taipei stores where we also through the Nike experience, I learned about how to actually tell stories and have a retail experience that expresses our belief and our vision, where people can come and learn about the vehicle, and then learn about how the vehicle is made, and then also most importantly, the energy system behind the vehicle. Every Saturday it's like this, right? You guys been to the store, 你们去过我们的店礼拜六的时候，到今天好像有快80万个人进去过我们店里面了。It's a very proud moment for me to be able to share the vision with all of the Taiwanese. But it's also important for us to share not only with the Taiwanese, but also other people that come through Taiwan. There is a tourist hotspot, and that's why we place the store there, so that we can actually educate not only ourselves, but others around us, countries around us, what the story is about, and bring this idea to other countries. 没有小的店，有中 size 的店，然后你也看到我们的维修店没有这样的公司，也是好像一个未来感的这个维修地方，不要再脏这样子走进去，你知道吗？好像很臭、很脏、很吵。It's not the way we should live. I can show you pictures of our repair center every day. At the end of the day, it's still like that. That's the way I like the way that we experience life. We want to live in a more beautiful, more convenient, smarter environment. We also provide 24/7 service. So if you forgot your battery, 你忘了去换电池，1年2次我们来救你。第3次对不起了，我们要付钱。But we want to make sure that the experience is like nothing else, a premium experience. Because after all, 消费者花很多时间来赚钱，来买一个 product. So we have to create the best product for them. And the best product does not mean just this. It's not just the hardware. It's not just the software. But it's the total end-to-end experience of the product. And that's one of the difference. 到现在，我们在台北跟新北呢，电动车的市场我们有大概95%的市场。每10台车有9台车是 gogoro 的，弄到很骄傲。I think it is starting. I think the Taiwan consumer is also very technology savvy. 很多人不知道台湾有多 advanced when it comes to smart technology. 你知道吗？在美国，我在西雅图看医生，如果我发现，我看这边不是对我可能是这个有问题，他又说，我要去看另外一个医生的时候，另外医生说，对不起，我要把这个表从你旧的医生调过来，要1个礼拜的时间。为什么？他调过来不是用 internet 调过来，他用计程车调过来，拿个 folder，一个传一个。 你们的健保卡，我们的健保卡也有个健保卡，我们的健保卡多方便啊！去哪一个医生插一剂就看到了。我们的这个 ETC， 每一天，以前要排队的嘛，在这个收费站一直排队，现在不用了。The country is operating with higher efficiency because every day, everybody get another 5-10 minutes at work, either at work or be with your family. That's important. That means more productivity every day times 22 million people. That's a lot of productivity. I believe that Taiwan is the right market for us to test this because not only as we talked about, that Taiwan has the highest density of two-wheel transportation. For 1,000 people in Taiwan, there's 584 scooters. 如果你不算老的，不算年轻的 what happens is that you have 1 scooter per person. 这个就是 personal transportation. 最靠近我们的数据的这个国家就是泰国，泰国是有1半，然后后面当然是菲律宾啊、马来西亚、印尼啊这些国家。But Taiwan is a great place for us to actually test this idea because it is in our backyard, it is our habit, and quite honestly, Taiwan environment is not the friendliest environment. It is hostile. It's 好热，路也是很这种山也很陡，加起来，如果 it works in Taiwan, it will work everywhere. That's the way I believe. If it works in Taiwan, it will work everywhere. So I always take the hard road first. Up to today, we have about 3,400 scooters on the road in a matter of 4 months. Cumulatively, 2 weekends ago, we passed 2 million kilometers, all electric kilometers. What does that mean? What does that 2 million kilometer mean? It means 90,000 liters less of gasoline. 90,000 9万 liter， 好多的哦。174吨 less of CO2. Can you imagine that? Less CO2 footprint by 174 tons, and of course a lot less polluted. 每1000台车，每1年代表大安森林公园可以吸进去的 CO2。如果你台湾有10万台电动车、20万台电动车，我们的环境会多好多少呢？会好很多。Oh, sorry, I'm going backward. We believe, and I do every day when I wake up in the morning. 我睡每一天大概现在4个小时左右，4个5个小时左右。But every waking moment, I have one thesis. I want to transform power to create positive change. Power not just in battery, power in us, power in our engineers, power in our market, power in everything that we do. Every minute we are awake, we want to change the world for the better and apply our energy to that effort. Before I end the talk, I want to share with you 10 lessons I learned in my life. 10个事情，希望你们可以给我这个机会跟你们 share 这个我的过程。Number 1, remember how many times people said no to me? The only people that stop you from doing anything is you, not somebody else. Don't think that. The most you can ever get is the word N-O. N-O only has 2 characters, N and O. That's it. And if you can defeat the N and O, you can do anything you want. Always take a positive view. Always believe in yourself. Never let anybody tell you that you cannot do something. That's really important. If you don't believe, 如果你自己都不相信，人家不会相信你。But if you believe, you can make anything happen. Self-belief. The skill of presentation is a skill of persuasion. 影响力很大的，自己一个人不会改变地球，不会改变世界，没可能啊，自己一个人。But my ability to persuade you to come with me to change the world now means there's 5 people changing the world. And if I can convince you to convince 5 people, now there's 25 people changing the world. Always learn about presentation. Presentation is half of the battle. You can think all you want. You can 研究, you can a lot of technology and ways to solve the problem. But if you don't know how to present the idea and convince others, you will not make it. The art of presentation is the art of persuasion. 第三, don't have a backup plan. Get rid of it. 如果我说我要从这里跳过去这边，如果我知道这里有一条小小的这个桥 I won't jump as hard. But if I know that there's nothing there and I need to jump and there's nothing but downward between me and that platform, I will jump harder. I will fight for it. Get rid of your own backup plan. Don't have a backup plan. That's a way to fail if you have a backup plan. Get rid of it. Listen more than you speak. Because quite honestly, you're not the smartest one in the room. I am not the smartest one in the room. You are not the smartest one in the room. You're not the smartest one in the room. Collectively, together, we are smart. But you're not smarter than everybody else. There's no smarter person in the room. And if you find yourself to have to be the smartest person in the room, leave the room. Leave the room. Because you're not in good company. Lead by example. If you don't do it, nobody else will do it. If I say I want to go do something, hey, go do something. And if you don't see me doing it, you're not going to do it. You're not going to believe that you can do it. So lead by example. Do it. Show other people how it's done. That's really important. Dream big, but pay attention to the details. 如果你不知道很大的方向，也没用；不知道这个细节也没用。Complete the picture. Dream big, have a big idea, but execute in details, step by step by step, and the dots will connect. And execution matters. Talk is cheap. 讲话没用的，做出来才有这个效果。Show other people. Lead by example. And don't be afraid of failure. In between failures are successes. Failure is the way you tell yourself, hey, 这边太靠近了，这边太靠近了，你只会往前走的。If you don't try it, and if you don't fail, then it will never work. 以前我在 HTC 有一个 group 叫 Magic Lab。Magic Lab 就是我们的研究部门，好像你手机放在包包里面，如果电话来的时候，越响越 the ringtone will get louder and louder and louder and louder. That came out Magic Lab. Simple, kind of thoughtful, but you know how long and how many failures we've had before that idea came alive? In my group, if I did not see 90% failure, I consider not enough work done. Celebrate failure. Try, fail, fail often, fail fast. Then you know what's the right way to do things. Live every day not as every day is one more day, but every day is one less day. We are on earth for a very limited amount of time. 如果我 lucky, 我可以90几岁，还在这个世界上面。Hopefully, I don't know. The way I work, maybe I don't get 90. You know, I'll be happy with 80 something maybe. I don't know. Knock on wood. But live every day as one less day. 自己的要去做啊。Don't wait another day. Try it. Do it. Because you never know. It might work. Do it. Never ever innovate for money. Don't chase money. 很多人说啊，你开这个公司不是要叭吗？我跟你说，我没有一天为了钱来做任何的 decision。我为了 impact. If I can change the world, if I can persuade others, that's how things will. That's how success is measured. At the end of the day, you will take with you the same amount of money as you came into the world with. 0. 中间的过程，你不会记得有多少钱的。中间的过程，你只会记得一个东西：你快乐还是没快乐？你有浪费时间还是没有浪费时间？你有朋友还是没有朋友？Never, ever focus on money. money doesn't matter. Money is not what it is about. Some of us in this room are innovators, of course, because this is an engineering school and some of us are innovators. Some of us will go on in our career and become change agent. We will find out that we want to promote others, such as recruiting and other effort. They'll promote other people to actually get the job done. So we will be change agents. Some of us are thinkers. 我们会写 paper, share our thoughts. Instead of do it, we do it in different ways. We teach, we share. Those are thinkers. Some of us care and eventually become consumer of innovation. 积极它，看到很棒的东西就买，觉得这个东西可以影响力很大，不只是买给自己，买给别人。你看我买的这个东西，我觉得这个东西很棒，我 share 给你看，讲这个故事给你看。And some of us have no idea what we are, and that's okay. 你们20几岁。It's okay not to know what you are. And during the journey, you will find out what you are. And that's the most important part. But all of us can make an impact. All of us here in this room, even me, hopefully I'm 45 and I still have enough energy to make an impact. But you are the future leaders of the world. You are the future decision maker of the world. You are our future. 20几岁，你们的影响力是最大的。不要看我们40几岁的影响力，对不起，没有这么大。年轻人20几岁是最有影响力的时间。Go change the world. Go do something better than other people have done it. Don't waste time. Every day is one less day. Change the world for the better. 最后，我要讲一个很小的故事给你听。在2009年、2010年的时候 ，HTC 找我去演讲，跟一些很大的投资人去演讲，说 ，Give me the magic formula of innovation。因为后来你做了很多很新的东西，你都做出来，你怎么做出来的？是不是 A 加 B 等于 C？ 给我一个 formula。I thought about really, really long time。我想了很久很久，最后我只有2个 slide， 在我 presentation 里面只有2个 slide， 没有今天这么长，2个 slide。第一个 slide，happy people build happy products。Engineering people build engineering products. Boring people build boring products. Smart people build smart products. What you create is a result of your culture, your friends, your company, the people you surround yourself with. That's what matters. If you're happy, you create happy solution. 台湾有时候我会看到很多小朋友会没有这个火力。But你看我45岁，我每天做得很累，我赶过来的，但是我有火力。火力很重要。Surround yourself with people that will influence you. Smart people build smart products. Boring people build boring products. That's simple. There is no magic behind innovation. People is what make innovation happen. The second slide was also a very simple slide. It said people create culture. Culture create a product. Product create and elevate a brand. Brand attract new people. Update the culture, create new product, elevate the brand, and it spirals upward. And my job is very simple. I'm not the smartest one in the room. I don't have all the solution. But what I do is I push it forward. I keep going like this every day to lift it up. 我放手的时候就会掉下来，我用力的时候就推上去。That's simple. It's a circle. People make culture. Culture make product. Product make brands and companies and promises to the consumer that attracts new people, because every one of us are still consumers, and we get attracted to that idea and we go and support that brand and create new products. It's that simple. Join a culture as you journey down your road of professional career. Find a company. Don't waste time. Find a company that you aspire to. A company that you believe has the future, that you believe you can contribute to. You believe that people in that company will teach you things, that they are smarter than you. That's the way to get a job. Don't look at a job as just, 3万块钱、4万块钱一个月，还是5万块钱一个月，还是10万块钱一个月。Doesn't matter. 我可以告诉你，我年轻的时候很穷，吃泡面的。But I can tell you that the difference in happiness every day remains about the same. Because every day I pursue a dream. I give myself that energy. I give myself that dream. And that's what I want to leave you with thinking about. That as you journey down the road in your career, find the place that matters and find the spot in the career that you can make change. Don't waste time. Don't take no for an answer. Just keep trying. And when you get that job, tell your boss, failure is okay, because if I fail, I will learn. And when I learn, I can create new things. 谢谢。